Family Leonardo, me Nasiladi on Multimedia, the CEO Voice of Salon. Today I come for talk to now, my family, make una continue to subscribe to our YouTube channel and share to our friends them. As we always try to bring for the latest news what they happen around Salon, whether it be politics or any other news them, what they happen or gossip, what they bring out to live and direct. So please, my family, don't forget to subscribe and share to our friends them. You want to touch the bell icon so that you don't miss any video we will try for bring out to now. So that's also we want make una don't forget also for subscribe to we TikTok channel on TikTok and also on Facebook or Facebook page or the Voice of Salon or also the on Instagram Voice of Salon, please family. And don't forget to share. Okay, thank you now. Tata.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله وجعلنا من بين أيديه سدا ومن خلفه سدا فعصيناهم فهم لا يبصرون حسبنا الله ونعم الحكيم السلام عليكم يا جماعة والمسلمين والمسلمات. Shalom to we Christian brothers and sisters both home and the diaspora. This is the golden voice of the APC Encyclopedia, the Britannica, the socio-political analyst, the voice of the voiceless, the whistleblower, the lion of the social media, the regional publicity secretary, Southern Region, under the ticket of the mighty, indomitable All People's Congress Party, forward ever, backward never, until the prize is won. Fellow Sierra Leonean, fellow listeners, as you know, the Encyclopedia Media always embark on civic education for continue for educate, inform, sensitize, conscientize, and raise awareness. So we people then are we lovely and daily Mama Salon on daily happenings and on burning issues. Uno stay tuned, uno stay fixed, uno stay blessed, uno stay connected to the Encyclopedia Media. For uno listening pleasure is absolutely guaranteed. TGIT, thank God today now Thursday, the 9th October 2025. With civic education today, they based on the topic stupidity and empty-headedness. Now, in our topic today. But before ever we go on to the topic, we wish a belated birthday to the chairman, when the chairman of the Council of the APC social media, both home and the diaspora, when Dr. APC Baleka. We wish you long life, well body, and we wish you anything we wish good for yourself. Let God make you become victorious, and we go celebrate you in the whole world as the chairman for the Council of the APC social media bloggers. Man of dignity, man of integrity, humility, positivity, dynamic, decisive, charismatic, developmentally oriented, fearless warrior, the warrior of the social media, the king of social media, the emperor of the social media, and the rocket launcher propelling machine gun for the fight for electoral justice. A belated birthday to Chairman Dr. APC Maleka from the Encyclopedia Media. So, ladies and gentlemen, we come on that side. Now we come to the topic proper, ladies and gentlemen. But we company with media groups the way they go respond to Alpha Khan and not be one let they respond to Alpha Khan. Alpha Khan now the enemies of Sierra Leone, now they don't destroy this country. Alpha Khan don't work under the All People's Congress Party as National Publicity Secretary. He don't work as Minister of Political and Public Affairs. He don't work as Minister of Communication, Information. He don't work as Minister of Mines. He don't work as advisor to the president. He don't work as flag bearer under the ticket of the All People's Congress Party. He don't be presidential spokesman for the APC under by KOROMA. Today again, don't go SLPP. He don't go to spokesman for MABEL. There were a political colunco there. There were a political prostitute there. We don't get no integrity. So don't forget about them people there. Yeah. Somebody don't get over 70 years and they go to the grave. They want destroy alone before then they go. But by God in power, God will catch them with camera. Ladies and gentlemen. Now that's no more again for Alpha Khan. But let Alpha Khan know say, all waiting them don't do now this country, yeah. They take care for calm. we get for hunt them. They get for camp, we get for hunt them pikin them. They get for hunt them great grand pikin them. Ladies and gentlemen, law we dey go no more, but we know say electoral justice not in the win. But let Alpha can know about what we call the law and the rules, ladies and gentlemen.
If you hold a gun and I hold a gun, we can talk about the law. If you hold a knife and I hold a knife, we can talk about rules. If you come empty-handed and I come empty-handed, we can talk about reason. But if you have a gun and I only have a knife, then the truth lies in your hands. If you have a gun and I have nothing, what you hold isn't just a weapon, it's my life. The concepts of law, rules, and morality only hold meaning when they are based on equality. The harsh truth of this world is that when money speaks, truth goes silent. And when power speaks, even money takes 3 steps back. Those who create the rules are often the first to break them. Rules are chains for the weak, tools for the strong. In this world, anything good must be fought for. The masters of the game are fiercely competing for resources, while only the weak sit idly waiting to be given a share.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this world, anything we good and just, a what fight for. So they continue for fight for electoral justice, yeah? Alpha Khan, when I sabi the truth, when I know the truth, when I hide the truth. From 2018, when I can have power, when I don't kill Sierra Leoneans there, when I don't butcher Sierra Leoneans there, when I don't jail Sierra Leoneans there, when I don't do all kinds of things, when I take election back, when I know say what when I do to the people of Sierra Leone, it's not good. Today when I blame Dr. Samura Kamara, when I blame when I say we thief election, when I blame when I say we kill Sierra Leoneans there, when I blame when I say we destroy this country, when I blame when I say we don't make suicide salon don't day today, salon don't wreck. Now when I cause that, Alpha Khan. So when I forget about Dr. Samura Kamara, when I talk about myself, Samura Kamara not to you when I see. Now when I young when they see. Now when I get police, now when I get soldier, now when I get everything, Dr. Samura Kamara now only pen they play with. That pen they now don't disgrace una so Dr. Samura Kamara is stand for the right thing. Now we wanna see, when I take una own, when I lock on a box. Alpha Khan.
I give them talk, let them make them talk. I give them talk, tell them make them talk. I give them talk, let them make them talk. I give them talk, tell them make them talk. Go tell them say, na salon about nothing no they wanna see it. Go tell them say, na salon about. Strong legs are gone. I'm not free. Now me get it. I'm not free. Now me get it. Who tell me about them say? Now me get it. And your fellow go say. Now me get it. Gary Kishi them say. Now me get it. Now we you then see you. Now we you then see. Now we you then see you.
So now we wanna see. When I will kill. When I will thief. When I don't plunder the country, Alpha Khan. Today when I talk to Dr. Samura Kamara, say in a Christian, let them intervene. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow listeners, Alpha Khan, when I don't forget what you wanna do, kill people there, massacre people there, seize them corpses there, go bury them in mass graves as if not to life then get, as if they're not a Sierra Leonean citizen. Alpha Khan.
Now, keeping the conversation here in West Africa, 27 civilians killed in August riots in Sierra Leone have been buried in the capital Freetown following a state-led ceremony. Family members have been disputing police reports and demanding justice. News Central's Bernard Akede has more.
27 coffins carrying the remains of civilians killed in the August 10th protest in Sierra Leone. One after the other, the coffins were lowered into individual graves at the Bolima Cemetery in the Waterloo district of Freetown, following a state-led ceremony at the Connaught Hospital Memorial. Friends and family members shed bitter tears as some contested the official account of the deaths of their loved ones. One of the victims, Hassan Dumbuya, was a social media influencer and prominent member of the opposition party, All Progressives Congress.
All the family members we were there at the meeting and we disapproved. We rejected it.
On August 10, a protest about the cost of living spiraled into deadly clashes between security forces and young men, calling for President Julius Bayo to resign. Violence erupted in several parts of the West African nation.
Now this would have been seen when I talk see if he possibly want, let pull on a power, not to demonstration, not to nothing, not through the ballot box. Sierra Leoneans then don't go exercise their franchise. Alpha can when I combine and thief, then vote. Today, the country, we don't do like I did so. Now when I cause her, then today when I detect Sierra Leonean citizens then left and right, this, that. When I go car with imported killer drugs, what they call Kush. Look then there, Mayor Akisoya, the amount of youth there, where they take, when I don't kill youth there, through the gun, when I don't kill youth there, through una dabaru, through toto, when I they slaughter Sunday, when I throw them at the water, Sunday when I go car with Kush, for can't finish, for kill the people there, na mama salon. Yeah, they go to Akisoya say.
Today is the 7th of October. We don't pick up 220 bodies. As of today, January to today, I talked to the head of the burial team, and again, as I don't point out, we don't get cause for create a burial team. That's safe for be a cause for alarm.
So this now we country this. They don't kill youth, they don't kill people, they say through the gun, and they say now go car with silent killing, then go car with kush. Then they destroy the youth in this country. Yeah. Then Alpha Khan, when they plan, say, they talk about war. Salona, they go into war. We don't fight war in this country for over 11 years, brutal war. Kill over 50,000 Sierra Leonean citizens there. That democracy day. Now, we want butcher so today. This time around, we're not they go in a bush. Now, SLPP, they go in a bush. We not talk with this, we fight for democracy, and democracy must be restored. We not they go back now, then this, then they we say people, then they run away, then go in a bush, kill people there, butcher belle woman there, do all kind of things. This time around, democracy is for restore. And see that would have been going to bush. Now when I come again for destroy this democracy, Alpha can this not go work. And we not they go no side like how God better say during the war. What you wanna do? Amuya mamuye. Hello. So Alpha Khan, we know they go back to those days, ladies and gentlemen. The people that we don't done at this country are them boku for this democracy. Una don't kill people there. Una don't count kush. Una don't kill people there. So when I think about war not happen at this country. Yeah. So we call on the international community where they don't spend billions of dollars for their war donors alone. Today, the spokesman, the presidential spokesman for MABEL, they incite war in the country because the thief election, they don't want peaceful transition. Now they incite war. Those who bear the greatest responsibility, Wusai Saminga Noma den day today, Wusai Chastelo den day today, Wusai for the Sebana Sanko den day today, but the 11 years brutal, bloody, deadly, nasty, and devastating rebel war of the Republic of Sierra Leone. For that no say law day. So now we come to the topic proper, when are stupidity and empty-headedness. Stupidity they refer to the lack of intelligence, wisdom, or good judgment, while empty-headedness, it means when somebody lack intelligence or knowledge, often they lead to frivolous or silly behavior. The term they're closely related with empty-headedness, often used as a synonym for stupidity, and they imply a lack of mental substance, most likely an empty container. Stupidity definition. Now the quality where somebody lack good sense, you lack wisdom, you lack judgment, especially for perform actions there, where they show a lack of good sense, where they make foolish choices there, or being able for process information quietly or correctly. Empty-headedness definition. This na a lack of intelligence, na a lack of knowledge, na foolishness and brainlessness, ladies and gentlemen. The characteristics, this they often describe somebody we're not very intelligent, where they do silly things, we also mean we lack seriousness and being given to frivolity, scatterbrain, silly behavior, or an inability for come up with a coherent thought. In essence, stupidity na a broader term where they encompass actions and behavior there, we lack sense and judgment. Empty-headedness, it focus more on the perceived lack of intellect or mental content, where they suggest a mind we hollow, we void of information, when a hollow-mindedness, when a grasshopper-mindedness, when a childish behavior in adults, when somebody is mentally incapacitated, a ribaje, ogboko sile, an empty head with no understanding. This is not the Yoruba. An empty-headed person, now somebody who lack seriousness, where they give to frivolity, where ear-headed, where dizzy feather, where brain light or light-headed, where silly and frivolous. Empty-headedness, now the phenomenon for the feeling say your mind don't go blank. It will be frustrating and seem for happen at the most in the inconvenient time, ladies and gentlemen. We as grassroots of the All People's Congress Party, the downtrodden, the sufferers, and the advocates for electoral justice and accountability, we are clear-headed, meaning we upright, we serious-minded, we sensible, we think clearly, especially in difficult situations like this. We say they don't thief elections, people then they die of economic hardship. We say they don't thief election, then go car with kush for can kill the young population, ladies and gentlemen. We not go allow feeble-minded, exploitative bunch of thieves there for gamble we live and we hope and we feature and we pick them picture and generation yet unborn. So, but be feeble-minded, now somebody we mentally slow, we mentally weak and incompetent. Ladies and gentlemen, then are idiots, then are morons and dummy. The current unprogressive, some people's Congress party leadership, then they act without thinking. Then they take bad decisions without considering the dire consequences, the repercussion, the aftermath, and the implication. They mechanically, automatically, instinctively, and spontaneously activated without deliberation. Forget a hope to a diamond shoes. Creole man say you above and diamond shoes. Did they refer to Somebody where they wait for a promotion or inheritance, where not they become available after somebody don't die. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow listeners, this phrase they suggest a difficulty or even a futile wait, as you know get control over when the opportunity go arise. This now how the empty-headed APC current leadership, they don't win election, they say no, they don't want the election, then they wait for 2028. Ladies and gentlemen, like say they know waiting 2028 get for P. So they have up on diamond shoes and they don't know waiting at the repercussion. Because SL people they nip and plan. They want out war. They plan for kill all man of the country, for let them impose themselves in power, for let them not appear na ICC. But una a liar. People they don't do so waiting past una. AD Amin Dada there, just Gange Taylor there, Samuel Kedo there. They don't do waiting past this, who side the end. Laurent Kabila there, Joseph Kabila there, who side the end. So this they imply futility. The phrase they carry a negative connotation where they suggest say the wait is often pointless because the timing is out of your control. Waiting for an opportunity where you not show off, where they out of your control. If you are like we Creole man say you have panda man shoes. So for Abo Panda man shoes, the idiom originates from a time when opportunities can be scarce. This is the earlier known use of the phrase. It comes from a dialogue by an English playwright and an epigrammatist, winner John Haywood in 1562, according to the world histories. So that shoes, ladies and gentlemen, now a job where you forsake after somebody don't left or unexpectedly always somebody don't die. So always look at a man's shoes. Then will tell you a lot about them. According to symbols in mythology, shoes they symbolize universal experiences of protection, transition, and identity. Shoes they symbolize spiritually, it represents the world with understanding, with truth, with cloth. In a holy ground, if I put off his shoes then, fellow listeners, comrades all. So if we see we are horses, beggars will ride. This is a proverb, meaning that where they just wish for something, ladies and gentlemen, that wish you not go make that something they happen. You need for take action and put in effort for achieve your goal. The saying suggests say, if the wishes were a powerful enough force for bring desire into reality, then even the poorest and the most destitute go get everything what they want. This is a call to work for what you want rather than for rely on a mere fantasy. The origin and history of the proverb, if wishes were horses, beggars will ride. Now a Scottish proverb. It comes from the earliest version of this proverb, now 1828 collection of Scottish proverb. When I check on the Wikipedia, the earlier variation, similar phrases that existed before short in the 1605 version, which say, if witches were thrushes, beggars will eat. We suggest an even more desire out of wish fulfillment. The meaning and usage, action over wishing. The proverb they use for emphasize say, wishing thinking alone is ineffective. It not lead to tangible result. For those Agenda 2028, ladies and gentlemen, encouraging effort. It is serve as a reminder that effort and actions then they're essential for achieve somebody in goal. Nursery rhyme connection. What does this mean? He also na a traditional nursery rhyme where they help picking them for learn the valuable lesson that hard work, not to just dream, now in the lead to success. So beggars cannot be choosers. People that will depend on the generosity of others in position. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you expect? Now dictate, then they dictate for them. A very sad for we today now the All People's Congress Party, instead of we get political leaders then, today we get political beggars there. No wonder where Paupabio undress them publicly, say, now people they will know they be a hard up, they know they be a sokia. A useless leadership, we don't sell their integrity, they don't sell their integrity, they don't sell their birthrights, and the suffering citizens of Sierra Leone today, then they under the hands of a junta and a tribalistic murderer. Ladies and gentlemen, all waiting they want now for go for party position, for enrich themselves, and not for the victory of the country, not for the liberation of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, waiting in the try for their security, for their welfare, for their well-being, and then politically enslaved them people there, within the voters. So with the arrogance, deceptive betrayal, short-sightedness, fickle-mindedness, empty-headedness, luciferious and unprogressive mentality, ladies and gentlemen, then they open the heroic mouth there, say 2028 APC, the Kana power, ladies and gentlemen. But fellow Sierra Leoneans, them people here don't know what they joke with. This year been one happened in 1996, but the people of Sierra Leone and the international community, they are not agree. Ladies and gentlemen, now the same man today, when they play with, when I see soak leopard, when I see die snake, when I see bilolo. Ladies and gentlemen, when I say this na bilolo, when I no say na snake, when I no say na viper, when the man called Tupui, dangerous lion. Now when they joke with, when I say 2028, it the annual power given agenda 2028. When I just pay attention, this man not to today, he don't do a 1996, he don't do a 2023. If he goes scot-free, he go do and back 2028. Now I make this time around. Timmy the man say, Rom talne, dobe yanga. When I listen what you do 1996.
Feel it in this party. When it was all dark and doom, I know where I stood until this party came back to power in 1996. I have never explained how they came to power, and we not do so tonight. That's true. But I know that they didn't just win. We didn't just win. I wasn't a part at the time of the party. I wore green, but it's different.
So agenda 2028. When I was see Tupui, when I see Cobra, when I play with her, when I say na bilolo, when I go learn a story. So we don't listen to a cook and bull stories. We stand for electoral justice. Ladies and gentlemen, a cock and a bull story, now an obviously improbable, lengthy or boastful story, told, we're not true, as an excuse. The term implies, say, the story is difficult for belief, when people like fantastical tale about fighting cock and bull stories. The breakdown of this meaning, cock, ladies and gentlemen, in this context, it refers to a rooster when a male chicken, bull, na a male bovine, when they call a male cow. The story, they narrate an account of event. So think, ladies and gentlemen, two unlikely animals in a narrative, rooster and a bull, we go create a fantastic and unbelievable story. Imagine we win election. They say, Lord, left hand, 2028, now go win, ladies and gentlemen. So we don't listen to no cock and bull story. When an unbelievable, far-fetched and dubious tale then, we often told as an excuse because they don't bribe them, because they don't go rogue, something way far-fetched. The story contains elements then were highly improbable or difficult for belief. Dubious validity, the truthfulness of the story is highly questionable. Implausive explanation, it often gives us a weak excuse for something, informal and disapproving. The term used as an informal context and they carry a negative tone where they suggest disbelief or mistrust. How we go win election, and when I tell we say Lord, let's go with victory and wait for 2028. What a deceptive, what a useless and a flabbergasted statement. After all the killings, after all the tortures, after all the burnt house, after all the kidnapping, after all the disenfranchisement, after all the forceful exile, after all the ballot stuffing, the gerrymandering, the assassination, the unlawful incarceration, the tortures, the massacre, where we don't go through under this Kamajo rebel junta Kamajo regime, with the serial killers there, we win the election. BO and the APC are jumpy, ECSL are jumpy, then gang up for thief we votes them. Ladies and gentlemen, for commit democidal act them, murderous acts them, with tyrannic, exploitative, and dangerous killers there. Thief with 2028 election for protect themselves from the heinous crimes against humanity where they don't commit for the people of Sierra Leone. Ladies and gentlemen, the stupid, empty-headed APC rogues, then they tell we say, we win election, no, but let's move on to 2028. Ladies and gentlemen, wonder shall never end. Waiting they happen in this country are not ordinary. Ladies and gentlemen, people they will say they educate. People they we been tell we say na Makeni Convention say they ready for stand for we today, not in the behave so. When I listen, wait till Lansana Dubuya tell we yesterday when at the National Secretary General of the APC and waiting in the tell we so today by a meeting say that June 24, 2023 election na a spill milk, ladies and gentlemen. Then they contradict themselves. Then they talk so, but the truth na go last. And justice will prevail, ladies and gentlemen. When I listen to Lansana Dubuya,
this na Lansana Dumbuya, the National Secretary General of the APC. I want to tell you Kushe and Kabo. I don't hear Boku talk these past few days about Lansana Dumbuya. And they now all over. I don't respond to this because I want to respond because I want to respond to them people a day. But at least when somebody talks something, you get for clarify something small. I want to know say that Lansana Dumbuya owner Sabina, the same Lansana Dumbuya, and I this now take go, and I go there take go. That Lansana Dumbuya will effect for the party. That Lansana Dumbuya will don't say I cannot accept this result. Say I don't go accept this result. Take go. And even the government no say now me Lansana Dumbuya not accept the result. The international community no say me not accept the result. We all, Dr. Samura Kamara, Minka no Mansari Payasane, they all know say me now not accept this result. And another side they meet him up.
So, ladies and gentlemen, when I don't listen to Lansana Dumbuya, the APC National Secretary General, we got for count with the other result back where talks a lot move on to 2028, the June 24, 2023 election, na a spill milk. Oh, Mama Saloon, let God help we. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow listeners, comrades, all both home and the diaspora. So what do we stand for? A bird in the hand is what two in the bush. This is the life of St. Catherine by J. Capagray in 1450. A better for be content with waiting you get than you risk losing everything for seek forget more. The complete verse from Ecclesiastes. If I told him that he's joined to all living, there is hope, for a living dog is better than a dead lion. So you better forget a smaller benefit in a place for a bigger possibility. A bird in the hand is what? Two in the bush. Now a proverb will mean say, a better forget a more secured advantage now than to risk losing it by pursuing a potentially greater advantage where you not guarantee. This idiom, it encourage contentment with what you possess rather than for gamble. Ladies and gentlemen, for waiting you not see it. Then people, they let go a victory with a win. They say, Lord, wait for 2028. The bird in the hand, it represents something very tangible. something where you already don't get, where you already don't possess, and it's starting for be yours. Vis-a-vis the June 24, 2023 multi-tier election victory with incontrovertible evidence, both local and international. Two in the bush. Did they symbolize a larger, more appealing prize? Ladies and gentlemen, where only a possibility and not a certainty, because a day out of immediate reach than 2028. So somebody go accept a job offer for a steady part-time position instead of waiting for a potentially better job, where go may or may not become available next week, next month, or the years to come. The origin of this proverb, the sentiment behind the phrase, it dates back to at least the 15th century with a variation like it is more secured bad in your face than to have three in the sky above. We appear in 1450. In essence, the proverb suggests, say, you for be satisfied with what you get. No let go of what you sure of and hope for uncertain possibilities. A tangible present advantage, a more valuable than a larger one, we uncertain for the future, ladies and gentlemen. $1 today, a more than $1 in the future. Secure and protect what you get at hand. We get 4 basic security principles there: access, authentication, authorization, and accounting. The bird in the hand theory states, say, investors then prefer the certainty of dividend payment to the possibility of substantially higher future capital gains. So the 3 C's of security: communicate, coordinate, and collaborate. Dividend income could be considered more certain and safer than capital gain. Dividend na the present benefit. So the 5 great principles for life: number 1 na focus, number 2 na strength, number 3 na success, number 4 na wisdom, and number 5 na responsibility. The lemonade principle: mistakes and surprises are inevitable and can be used to look for new opportunities. The 4 pillars of greatness: na happiness, ladies and gentlemen, fellow listeners, comrades all. The 4 pillars of greatness, where we listeners they need for know. Number 1, na happiness. Number 2, na wealth. Number 3, na purpose. So the 3 C's of success, na competence, confidence, and consistency. But we leaders, they're not consistent. Today they talk this, tomorrow they talk that day. But the truth now will last. Life get 3 distinct: desire, dedication, and determination. Mortal man, you forget a good desire. Mortal man, you for dedicate your life for justice, and you forget determination. Waiting on the 4 pillars of human security. Number 1, na socio-political security. Number 2, na economic security. Number 3, na environmental security. And number 4, na health security. So the 4 pillars of manhood, Chief highlights the qualities of a man: king, warrior, mentor, and friend. The 4 pillars of strength, according to infographic, na physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. The 5 codes of ethics: integrity, objectivity, professional competence and due care, confidentiality, and professional behavior. We get the 8 norms of ethics, fellow listeners: commitment to public interest, professionalism, justness and sincerity, public, ladies and gentlemen, neutrality, responsiveness to the public, nationalism and patriotism, commitment to democracy, and number 8, simple living. The 4 O's of leadership: opportunity, opposition, obedience, and outcome. Ladies and gentlemen, accept, believe, and confess. Now the ABC of faith. fellow listeners, comrades all, both home and the diaspora. The 4 pillars of peace, now truth, justice, charity, and freedom. So where there is no truth, there will be no justice. Ladies and gentlemen, no charity, no freedom, where there is no peace. Ladies and gentlemen, the problem of the APC useless leadership, they know the truth that Dr. Samura Kamara win the June 24, 2023 presidential election. The only problem we didn't get, then deny Samura Kamara of voting dua, then deny Samura Kamara of justice, and we know that justice thing we stand for. So all the problem in the APC, they caused by the Some People's Congress Party leadership, because they fail for idea and conform to the 4 pillars of peace, the truth, justice, charity, and freedom. Today, the unprogressive APC leadership, they don't seize the freedom of Sierra Leoneans then and hold the country to political captivity and destroy the peace in the party and the country. So the 4 golden rule of ethics, number 1, do good to others as you would like good to be done to you. Number 2, regard bad for yourself, whatever you regard bad for others. Number 3, accept that treatment from others, which you would like others to accept from you. Number 4, do not say to others what you do not like to be said to you. These are the 4 rules of the golden rule, ladies and gentlemen, of ethics. Fellow listeners, the 7 moral principles: integrity, respect, responsibility, fairness, compassion, courage, and wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, today, the problem of the current APC leadership, they lack integrity, they lack respect for the members, their supporters, their followers, their sympathizers, the voters, the well-wishers, the grassroots, the down through them. They fail for take the responsibility. They lack fairness, compassion, courage, and wisdom. They are self-centered. They only care about the position. They only care about the well-being for letting get fraudulent gains and turn them back from the voters. Today, they provoke the voters there. Today, we APC talk. Now, APC, they counter instead of the SNPP. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't cause the death of we love one state. We don't cause hardship. We don't cause poverty. We don't cause hunger. We don't cause starvation, joblessness, and political slavery. Now, the country, shame on you people. What would I claim for represent the people of this country? Yeah. They kill one of citizens there. Political corruption, they on the rampage. All the reckless overseas traveling. All the pauper imported killer drug. Where they kill, we use them. The fake and shadow consultants them, whether they employ all over ministry, department, and agency for empty with state coffers there, with illegitimate regime, where they ride the people on the stolen mandate. KKK them, they all know this, but they stick themselves in that parliament there. Ladies and gentlemen, they say, how you manage for going out jaw, now so then give pot for worse. If the host not sell you bad, treats not go sell you bad. So we get the 7 fundamental humanitarian principles. We talk about humanity, impartiality, neutrality, independence, voluntary service, unity, and universality. The 7 fundamental principles were some of the movement ethics and at the core of its approach for help people there during adversity, during armed conflict, during natural disaster and other emergencies. The 3 principles of life: your mind, your thought, and your consciousness. The 7 L's of leadership: learn, listen, love, look, laugh, lift, live, labor, and last. The 4 C's of mental health: now confidence, control, commitment, and challenge. The 7 principles of the human being: Atman, this are the universal self; Buddhi, the intellectual principle; Manas, now the mental principles; Kama, now the desire; Prana, now the subtle or the vitality. Fellow listeners, Linga Sarira, na the astral body, and Tula Sira, we na gross physical matter. So what is a moral code? A moral code na a set of rules or guidelines there, where a person or a group of people for follow in order for live a life we good. The moral code, ladies and gentlemen, what would they live? The influence we moral, they influence many parts of our lives there, and often they dictate how we they act, how we they dress, how we they behave, and how we they treat other people there. We get the 3 P's of life, when a passion, purpose, and perseverance. And then 3 P's they are, then they help for drive success to a different level. We get the 4 A's of leadership, when awareness, adaptability, accountability, and authenticity from the foundation of strong, effective, and credible leadership. The 3 L's of leadership, looking, listening, and learning. They help much for learn about leadership, for learn about development, for learn about emotional intelligence and a team effectiveness, ladies and gentlemen. So the framework of the 4 C's, now communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and credible thinking or creative thinking, ladies and gentlemen, fellow listeners. The 5 moral codes: abstain from killing living beings, abstain from stealing, abstain from sexual misconduct, abstain from lying, abstain from intoxication. Today, lying, now don't make we country don't collapse so. Killing, now don't make we country don't collapse so. Stealing and stealing of property, stealing of election, stealing of minerals there, stealing of national coffers, now don't wreck salons today. When are the 5 moral codes there? You for abstain from killing you people there. You for abstain from stealing. You for abstain from sexual misconduct. You for abstain from lying, and you for abstain from intoxication. Leaders and politicians there, they need for study what we call deontology. Deontology na an ethical theory where they use rules then for distinguish right from wrong. Deontology is often associated with philosopher Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant believes say ethical actions there, they follow universal moral laws there, short as don't lie, don't steal, don't cheat. Lying, stealing, and cheating. Now the dangerous cankerworm, we don't destroy the fabrics of a society today with our mass alone. So the 6 rules of life, when are the 6 principles of a highly successful mind, you for embrace growth mindset, you for focus on solution, you for take calculated risks, you for embrace failure, you for stay humble, and you for stay open-minded. Fellow listeners, comrades all both home and the diaspora. The 3 P's in man. A man's love go be boiled down to 3 actions there, or the 3 P's of love: profess, provide, and protect. The 4 D's of leadership: direct, decide, delegate, and disappear. Direct means say a leader forgets a vision and a plan for achieve that vision day. A leader for direct in units them by articulating that vision day and plan for a subordinate them. This will be done clearly and often. So the 4 R's of leadership now recognize, reflect, refrain, and respond for boosting engagement, for foster trust and enhance productivity. The 4 R's of leadership, they give managers there, leaders there, a simple way for build trust and connection with the team. The 4 C's of first value, now challenge, compare, consult, and compete. The 7 pillars of happiness, meaning, truth, strategy, love, body, mind, and trust. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no substitute for peace. Women say, fellow listeners, comrades all, that peace, whether inner or outer, is singular and irreplaceable state, essential for human well-being and happiness. This they suggest say the pursuit of worldly gains like pleasure, possession, or power not go compensate for a lack of peace. Is that truth happiness stem from cultivating inner qualities and harmony, ladies and gentlemen. So peace is irreplaceable value, meaning peace then considered as a fundamental human right and an essential component of a just and happy society, making it indispensable for human thriving. Inner place. The concept of inner peace is central, where they emphasize, say, genuine happiness originates from within, independent of external circumstances, the absence of alternative. The phrase they assert, say, there are no other option for replacement for peace. It must be achieved through understanding justice and the cultivation of positive qualities like love and compassion. Focus on understanding. Peace is not achieved by force or coercion, but by fostering mutual understanding between individuals. Ladies and gentlemen, of groups according to the figures like Albert Einstein. Harmony with self and others. For achieve peace, they involve a deep sense of inner contentment and living in harmony with oneself, where they extend to creating a more peaceful existence with others. So there is no alternative to peace based on justice. According to Albert Einstein, peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. Martin Luther King Jr. say, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. True peace is a consciousness, whose the truth about life is understood and able to be integrated. It gets a deep peace at a right. According to Isaiah 48 verse 22, there is no peace, says the Lord, for the wicked. Mahatma Gandhi, there is no way to peace. Peace is the way. That's so Mahatma Gandhi still say there is no peace to way. There is no way to peace. Peace is not the way. So if we want less alone better, let go further. We want peace. Let the country develop. Let us pull the people them from slavery. Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, we now order truth, justice, charity, and freedom. Fellow listeners, comrades all. So Alpha Khan, ladies and gentlemen, tell you illegitimate president, forgive to Caesar what he belongs to Caesar. For it is written in the gospel, in Matthew 22 verse 21, and in Mark 12 verse 17, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and to God what belongs to God. There's no alternative to peace based on justice for all the victims then we don't lost their life. Since 2028 to date, we urgently need electoral justice for the June 24, 2023 multi-tier election. Since June 24, 2023 stolen multi-tier election, it seems clear to say there is no alternative based on justice. Ladies and gentlemen, true not true, it don't get no other name. Today, people in the suffer in forceful exile. Then disenfranchised voters there. Ladies and gentlemen, then they treat we like dogs there. All the independent democratic institutions in the country, they don't regionalize them. They don't politicize them. They don't manipulate them. They don't tribalize them. Ladies and gentlemen, they disenfranchise people there, kill people there due to region, due to political affiliation, and due to your patrilineal nomenclature. Then they sack you per job. The voice of the majority must be heard. Ladies and gentlemen, the one day where they vote, now therefore decide, not to the one day where they count with votes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are a democratic institutions there. They don't politicize, they don't regionalize and tribalize them. Not today when they tell we say 2028 APC is back to power. We are in citizens there, then they butcher them, slaughter them in cold blood for exercising the democratic and constitutional right. We are democratic governance. Ladies and gentlemen, it don't become kleptocracy, kakistocracy, despotism, nepotism, regionalism, tribalism, authoritarianism, totalitarianism, dictatorship, tyranny. Ladies and gentlemen, so there is no moving on until President-elect is congratulated and sworn in as the choice of the people, His Excellency Dr. Samura Matthew Wilson, blessed, grace, anointed, on Karuba, for a Clinton, for a Tenkline, Betembeng, Kanapi, Joseph Wisdom Kamara. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, we they call on the international community that those who live by this sword shall die by the sword. They were not tyrants them. They were not dictators them. They're not sabi waiting peaceful. Now, bobo them. They no one call water. So, who not the sky for a peaceful transition? If a peaceful transition don't work, Lord get a forceful transition. Lord now liberate the people of Sierra Leone from this political slavery, from this state of quagmire. Ladies and gentlemen, for democracy, now the power of the people, for the people and by the people who don't fight for this democracy. Yeah, over 50,000 precious lives there don't go. As the saying goes, those who live by the sword shall die by the sword. This case, now democracy versus autocracy. Ladies and gentlemen, we international partners there. Now then are the judge them. Now they mediate. We are waiting for the answer. Justice delayed is justice denied. And we no wait. Let water pass carry. Now mama salon. The people are fed up. Enough is enough. If electoral justice win, then democracy we know. If electoral justice fail, democracy don't die. Not only in Sierra Leone, but the whole Africa. Not ready for coup, not ready for battle, not ready for the worst. This is the golden voice of the APC Encyclopedia.